The doctor told why it is better for adults not to sleep during the day. Good afternoon, dear viewer. The most useful and interesting information just for you. I wish you all goodness, happiness, love and a peaceful sky. So let's go. A 15-minute nap during the day can help with sleep deprivation or extreme fatigue, but it's best not to make it a daily habit. Neurologist, somnologist Mikhail Tardov believes that in 15 to 20 minutes of daytime sleep, an overstressed brain zone has time to recharge, and some processes that have been shaken during fatigue also have time to recover. Meanwhile, it is worth using this method of rest only in exceptional cases. Such a dream should not become a system. The doctor emphasized that the physiological sleep of an adult healthy person occurs at night, and such sleep is characterized by a phase of 90 minutes. Meanwhile, a regular daytime sleep of 15 to 20 minutes can knock down biorhythms. The somnologist noted that in people suffering from a number of diseases that lead to chronic sleep deprivation, for example, sleep apnea, the desire to sleep during the day becomes irresistible. In addition, such a problem may arise for workers in a number of specific professions. To combat such diseases and their consequences, a short daytime sleep, 20 to 30 minutes, is not only useful, but also solves serious health issues, preventing its deterioration. Tardov noted that with age, the need for daytime sleep becomes stronger due to changes in a person's daily activity. So, after 60 to 65 years in the daytime, there is a 30-minute period of lowering the level of wakefulness when a person wants to sleep. Daytime sleep, all the pros and cons. For most people, the working day lasts from morning to evening without breaks for sleep. An hour and a half of a quiet rest is enough as a break from work. But sometimes you want to sleep unbearably, and the best option is to lie down for 20 to 30 minutes. Often this turns into a habit and a daily necessity, and in such cases questions arise: is daytime sleep useful for the body, and whether it is necessary to deal with it? Types of sleep. The whole process of rest is divided into phases, orthodox and paradoxical. Orthodox or slow wave is characterized by such features as: the paradoxical phase also has its own characteristics, and they are very different from the characteristics of long wave rest. The main ones include: during the orthodox phase, the physical recovery of the body occurs, and the paradoxical phase is responsible for processing the information received during the day. In the process of fast wave rest, unnecessary data is screened out, and valuable information is redirected to long-term memory. During the night, the phases replace each other, the duration of each of them changes, therefore, only with a good rest, the body is restored and prepared for effective work the next day. If the sleep is short-term, the well-being of the awakened person will directly depend on the phase in which the awakening occurred, as well as on the number of periods of sleep passed. The processes that occur in the body during sleep are still not fully understood, so daytime rest is a frequent topic for discussion between scientists and ordinary people. In some countries, companies practice employee naps during the working day, similar to quiet time in kindergarten, as this improves overall work efficiency. But not everyone knows exactly how such a break affects the body. Advantages. Whether napping is beneficial is a question that does not have a clear answer, since the process has its advantages and disadvantages. But the quality of sleep during the day is especially acute for people in old age, as they quickly get tired and take a nap to replenish their strength. It turns out that there are many useful moments in the quiet hour for people of all ages. Action on the brain. A light nap corresponds to the paradoxical phase of sleep, during which the brain gets rid of unnecessary information. Useful information is absorbed and structured. To improve brain activity, you should sleep for at least 15 and no more than 40 minutes. This time is enough to improve concentration and return to work with renewed vigor. Action on the nervous system. In the morning, the stress hormone accumulates in the body, which negatively affects the nervous system. As a result, irritability, nervousness appear in the evening, mood worsens. A short rest allows you to relieve the nervous load, or at least significantly reduce it, so the stability of the nervous system will not be disturbed by the evening. Action on the cardiovascular system. Professional medical studies have shown that daytime sleep several times a week reduces the risk of pathologies of the cardiovascular system by 40%. Such rest is especially relevant for people with a predisposition to a heart attack and other heart diseases. Flaws. It is very important to understand what exactly led to the need to organize a break during working hours. For some people, this is forced early rises, for others, the lack of a night's rest. In some cases, medications taken for a disease cause drowsiness. But, as a rule, doctors warn about such a side effect and determine methods of dealing with it, or I prescribe another therapy. Concern should be shown only if there are no visible causes of increased daytime sleepiness. Excessive fatigue can be a symptom of the disease. By itself, sleep at lunchtime can be harmful only if you sleep more than 2 hours. Such a failure of the daily routine leads to a number of negative consequences. Action on the cardiovascular system. Professional medical studies have shown that daytime sleep several times a week reduces the risk of pathologies of the cardiovascular system by 40%. Such rest is especially relevant for people with a predisposition to a heart attack and other heart diseases. Flaws. It is very important to understand what exactly led to the need to organize a break during working hours. For some people, this is forced early rises, for others, the lack of a night's rest. In some cases, medications taken for a disease cause drowsiness. But, as a rule, doctors warn about such a side effect and determine methods of dealing with it, or I prescribe another therapy. Concern should be shown only if there are no visible causes of increased daytime sleepiness. Excessive fatigue can be a symptom of the disease. By itself, sleep at lunchtime can be harmful only if you sleep more than 2 hours. Such a failure of the daily routine leads to a number of negative consequences. Can daytime sleep be a symptom of illness? Breaks for rest during working hours, not due to apparent reasons, may indeed indicate the presence of the disease. Most often, drowsiness appears in older people as a sign of Alzheimer's. Regardless of age, such ailments are diagnosed as, during pregnancy, the need for additional sleep is a normal phenomenon due to the body getting used to a new state and increased fatigue against the background of hormonal changes. Day rest for adults. For people of different ages, the rules for daytime rest are different. For example, a child's sleep schedule undergoes many changes in the first years of life, and older people should base their total sleep duration on their own well-being and the prescriptions of their doctor. For healthy adults, there is a general list of recommendations for the proper organization of rest during the day. Sleep rules. In order to cheer up during a work break, it is enough to follow just a few rules. The quality of the rest will depend on how it is organized. It is best to lie down on a comfortable bed, but if this is not possible, an armchair or sofa will do. But from a break of more than a quarter of an hour, with your head on the table, it is better to refuse, as there is a risk of waking up with a stiff neck and muscle pain. How much can you sleep? Studies show that the most effective sleep is 1.5 hours from the moment you fall asleep. During this time a full cycle of orthodox and paradoxical phases goes through, so the body has time to recover both physically and psychologically. In order not to be mistaken in the calculations, they take 10 to 15 minutes to fall asleep and wake up, and as a result it turns out that the ideal time for rest in the afternoon is 1 hour 45 minutes. Of course, no one will extend the strictly established lunch break of 1 hour, so you can try to fit your dream into only one paradoxical phase. This will take no more than 20 to 30 minutes. Even if for some reason you cannot fall asleep, a shorter rest period will not affect your well-being. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like, leave your comments. I wish you all love, happiness, kindness and a peaceful sky.